have some of our furloughed workers with us and some regulars. Then we're hoping to go talk to Javier Salinas and let him know what our thoughts and prayers are. Exactly. We need to get this and put it up here. That's right.
This that says what?
Oh, you tape over that.
I know.
What is it?
Go ahead, come on in.
Thank you. How are you, young man?
Good about yourself.
What's your name?
Aaron Delgado.
Taryn. How do you spell that first name?
T-E-R-A-N. Next to Teresa and Anthony.
Ah, okay. Got it.
I do apologize. We can't have cameras in the office. It's federal policy, unfortunately. The camera would have to be outside. Thank you, though.
So can somebody keep the door open? For me?
I can do that.
Yeah? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
We can't have the camera in the office. The door does have to be closed. The alarm is going to go off if the door stays open. I apologize.
Okay, so I'll hang out here if anybody wants to say anything about why they came here today.
I would love to.
Okay.
See you in a minute.
Okay. So Act TV, you're watching San Antonians right here outside of Senator Ted Cruz's office. We're in San Antonio, Texas, and people came here, furloughed government workers, along with local activists from San Antonio Indivisible, to hold Ted Cruz accountable. He is not representing the people of Texas. He's introducing bills to fund a wall that is widely unpopular even in Texas. Texans do not want the wall. One of the bills that he recently reintroduced is called the El Chapo bill. I encourage everybody to look it up. It sounds like it's satire, but it's not. He wants to take funds that have been seized or would be seized by El Chapo and use those funds to build a wall. Tomorrow there's another action at Senator Cornyn's office in Austin, and people are going to show up there also and talk to members of his staff. What I've been told is that both Senator Cruz and Cornyn hold very few public speaking events, and at least Cruz, when he does hold a speaking event, it is in rural areas, and he's asked for questions before, so he makes it a point to surround himself with people who agree with him and don't question his politics. The vast majority of Texans do not want a wall and it's amazing how he won the Senate race, Cruz, but Texas is one of the lowest voter turnout states in the nation. And so they say that Texas is not a red state, it is a no voter state. So we were in the office momentarily, and Cruz's staff told us that we could not be in the office, so we held the door open for a brief moment, and then his staff said that we had to close the door and that the alarm would go off if we kept the door open. So I'm outside right now, but there's a group of maybe about 5 or 6 activists who went into Ted Cruz's office to try and engage him. And so I'm outside right now waiting for the activists to come out and to talk with them. If you're watching, please like the stream, please share, please leave us a comment. And so there is a small group outside of the office building downstairs, and they're going to be coming in about 5-6 people at a time coming in, talking to Cruz's staff. Again, Cruz is not here. He makes very few public appearances and surrounds himself with people who don't question his politics. Both Cruz and Cornyn, the two senators from Texas, have introduced bills to fund a wall. The vast majority of Texans do not want a wall. McAllen, which is where President Trump came and visited a few weeks ago, is actually one of the safest cities in the nation. In fact, in 2015, it was ranked number 7 as one of the safest cities. There is no security crisis. Everybody I spoke to said that there's no security crisis. People often leave their doors unlocked. Landowners who are along the border are now getting letters in the mail saying that that the feds need to access their property, so they're going to seize land. The crisis right now is President Trump and this shutdown, but there is no security crisis along the borders. And so people here are going to speak to Cruz's staff specifically about the wall, about the government shutdown, but I'm sure many other issues.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry to bother you, but you're not allowed to record in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as soon as you get in, yeah, you record.
Oh, they told me that I wasn't allowed to film inside either.
Oh, I'm sorry then.
Okay.
Once you go back downstairs, also you can do whatever you guys need to do, as long as you guys aren't blocking the building or blocking any of the doorways or anything like that.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So I was told that we cannot film inside the hallway. Cruz's office said we can't film inside. I'm not looking to get arrested right now. It's more important for me to get coverage. So I'm going to go down in the elevators and film with some of the activists outside. Some of the members here who are at Cruz's office and at the building are furloughed government workers. One, I believe, is a veteran who wrote a statement, and hopefully we can get his statement on camera. We'll ask him to read it. And this is organized by San Antonio Indivisible, and they basically want to engage Ted Cruz's staff. Again, Ted Cruz is not here. We are at his office in San Antonio, Texas, and there's a group of about 5 or 6 people who are coming at a time to talk with his staff. And the focus is the shutdown, is the wall, but there are many, many issues. People don't feel that either Cruz or Cornyn are representing them. So we just got outside. Sorry for this light. Hopefully the camera will adjust. Let's see. I'm not sure what's going on with my lighting situation here. Just give me a moment, please. Okay, so we're here outside Senator Ted Cruz's office. We're in San Antonio, Texas, and about 5 people at a time are going up to talk to Cruz's staff. And let's see if we can talk to one of the organizers.
Because all this stuff that's going on in this country right straight and narrow. And, you know, I'm tired of hearing all the differences.
Trish?
And all
I'm wondering if I
need
could do
an
a quick
invitation.
interview with you.
Sure.
They kicked us out. No, you need to text her too and ask her to bring it down because there's an issue. Okay. So what's happening now is that we actually do have kind of a hidden camera with one of the activists, but there's something going on with the audio, and so we're going to get that camera down here and then send it back up with somebody else, and hopefully we can get some audio from what's happening inside. We're not allowed to film inside, but we have a camera that will, you know, you can hear what's going on in there. So can you introduce yourself? Tell us, you know, part of the organization that you're with and why you decided to organize this today. We're live on act.tv.
My name is Trish Florence, and I'm one of the organizers with SATX Indivisible. I organized this particular office visit to end the shutdown. I invited some furloughed federal workers. We have a pediatric oncology research scientist whose project is grant funded. They're not receiving their funding right now. It's from the National Science Foundation, so they're not receiving it. So I just wanted, and some parents of a member of the Coast Guard. We just wanted to get folks in front of Senator Cruz's staff who are directly impacted. SATX Indivisible has been doing office visits for 2 years. When there is a specific issue, we try to bring people that are most affected by that issue, which is why we've got this group here today.
Would you say that Senator Cruz or Senator Cornyn represent the Texan residents?
No. They have both managed to set up their worlds with the help of their staff so that they really never hear from folks who disagree with them. Neither holds public, large town halls within the city limits of San Antonio, Austin. I don't even think they do Houston or Dallas. They do public events out in the hill country in the rural areas where folks tend to agree with them. And even then, Senator Cruz often has pre-screened questions. He did some veterans town halls last year, and the questions were pre-screened. They don't show up within San Antonio city limits. They don't show up where they know people disagree with them. They are so entrenched in their views that they only go to places where they're not likely to get much pushback.
Have you ever spoken to him directly, or Cornyn, or no, because they're so secluded?
I spoke to Senator Cruz once. He was not a willing participant in the conversation. It was at a campaign event that was outside San Antonio city limits, although he'll tell you it was in San Antonio. It was actually at a restaurant in Bernie. I was escorted out by a constable, and he followed me out to argue with Senator Cruz followed me out to argue with me. His regional director, Javier Salinas, who is in this office here, told me last year that if I wanted to speak with Senator Cornyn, the best way to do it was to go to D.C. and make an appointment. I made an appointment and went to D.C., and I ended up meeting with his chief counsel. I still didn't meet with Senator Cruz. He avoids people who do not support his views. He lives in an echo chamber.
Well, he's going to be up for re-election in 2020, so hopefully he won't get re-elected.
Oh, no, Cornyn's up in 2020, yeah. Yes, hopefully Beto will run for Cornyn's seat. That's what I'm hoping Beto is planning on doing. And I think Beto O'Rourke did such a good job in Texas in challenging Senator Cruz and came so close to getting that seat that I'm really excited about 2020 and getting rid of John Cornyn.
Why did you feel it was so important to organize this today and to bring people out here?
Especially because of the furloughed federal workers. These are folks that we're 30 days into this. They're about to miss another paycheck. They can't pay their mortgages. They can't buy groceries. There's one woman that was with us to an office visit to Chip Roy's last week who couldn't be here today because she has a child and she can't pay a babysitter. She has no income. there are folks, not with us here today, but there are federal workers who pay child support. Child support is oftentimes paid as a direct payroll deduction. So not only are they impacting the family of the federal worker, but they could be impacting his ex-wife, who may have custody of the children, or the other way around. It could be a woman who owes child support to her ex-husband who has custody of their children. Insurance premiums are often deducted from paychecks. I don't know how that works with the federal government, but how long are insurance companies going to wait for a premium payment before they decide we're canceling these policies?
What can people who are watching do to support your organization or to help, holding these quote-unquote representatives accountable?
The best thing you can do is to find a group of activists in your area, wherever you live. There are Indivisible groups in every congressional district in the country. There's more than one in every congressional district in the country. Find one. Indivisible.org is how you find those. Call your senators. Call your congressmen. Write to them. And do it often. Staff has to tally whether they're getting calls that are in support of any particular policy or opposed to any particular policy. And that's kind of how they get feedback, especially people like Cruz and Cornyn, who refuse to meet with people who disagree with them. The only way we have to reach them is by calling, visiting their offices, or writing to them.
Are there any government workers here, furloughed workers, that you think might want to say something to the camera, to viewers?
Possibly, but I sent them up in the first group. I wanted the folks that are most directly impacted to go up first, and I don't think they're down yet.
Okay.
No, they're not. They're not.
Okay. Cool. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to them.
And the research scientist as well. I know she'll talk to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Trish.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
And they need an invitation. No, hell no, they don't need an invitation. Do you think they need my child or my grandchild?
So I want to see if we could look at some of the signs that people brought. Hi. Just want to see your sign.
Actually said this, don't blink. Cruz actually stated this was part of his plan back in 2013 when he was trying to defund the Obamacare and endorsed the shutdown. His words, don't blink. Well, this is a time where Cruz needs to not blink and do the right thing, stop the shutdown.
Thank you so much. Why did you feel like it was so important to be here today for you personally?
Because I live here in this beautiful city of San Antonio. I am originally from El Paso, Texas. I am a fronteriza. I understand the issues of the border. I am in the midst of the issues of our great country, and I want to see change, and I want to see the right thing be done.
Did you hear that Trump said that there was a wall in San Antonio, Texas?
Yes, I did hear about that, and I'm not surprised. Obviously, that is fake news. He needs to be more informed, and that goes to show how disconnected he is from what is really happening.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
On Cinco de Mayo, somebody has organized a Looking for the Wall event.
I saw that on Facebook, yeah.
Looking for the border wall, which, San Antonio is not on the border. There is no wall here.
Dam. They posted a picture on Facebook, and it was the almost dam.
But there's also the wall around the Alamo. So when you think about it, was he thinking about the wall over the Alamo, which Mexicans went over?
Yeah.
So I don't.
That's true.
Thank you.
Here in regards to Trump and his wall.
Builds bridges, not walls.
Nice. Thank you so much.
I love tacos wall.
Yeah.
I love tacos so much.
Rudy Seafood has a bunch of nice walls.
So you're watching ACT-TV. We're in San Antonio, Texas, outside of Ted Cruz's office. We brought the camera inside where groups of about 4 to 5 activists are going in to engage his staff, talk to his staff. Ted Cruz is not here. He makes very few public appearances. And we were kicked out. The camera was kicked out, and we were told because it was federal property we couldn't be there. So we were outside in the hallway, and then they kicked us out. So right now we're outside, and the first group of furloughed government workers are still inside talking to Ted Cruz's staff. And when they come out, hopefully we can talk to them, and then another group is going to go in.
Oh, okay, further down. By Cielo Vista, the mall.
Yes, before that.
Before that. Oh, okay. By Bel Air, Loma Terrace is where I grew up. I went to Loretto, and I've been here 4 years. Yeah, here in San Antonio. So, yeah, it's very close to my heart.
Is just great.
The issues with the wall, and I think about it, growing up, I mean, who knows better than people that have lived on the border? And the fact is they have all these memes and jokes about how, walls, and they're going to build ladders, and I mean, they're going to find a way to put on walls. Exactly. So it's not about that. We need to find more plausible.
Just because my arm is going to...
I'm live if anybody wants to say anything.
We are up here at Ted Cruz's office right now. We have some of our furloughed workers with us and some regulars, and we're hoping to go talk to Javier Salinas and let him know what our thoughts and prayers are. Exactly. We need to get this and put it up there. That's what I did last time. This that says what?
Oh, you tape over that.
I know. What is it?
Go ahead and come on in.
Thank you. It was cold. How are you, young man?
Good about yourself.
What's your name?
Aaron Delgado.
Taryn. How do you spell that first name?
T-E-R-A-N. Mix of Teresa and Anthony.
Ah, okay. Got it.
I do apologize. Can't have cameras in the office. It's federal policy, unfortunately. The camera would have to be outside. Thank you, though.
So can somebody keep the door open? For me?
I can do that.
Yeah?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And you're watching Act TV. We're outside of Senator Ted Cruz's office in San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio Indivisible organized this event to engage with Senator Ted Cruz's staff. Cruz is not here today. I've been told that he makes very few public appearances. So this is to bring attention to his staff and to Ted Cruz about the government shutdown. And among many other things. And so right now there's about 5 people who are, some of them are government furloughed workers who are talking to his staff. We were kicked out. We were told it was federal policy that they didn't allow cameras in there. They didn't allow filming. So we were outside in the hallway for a brief moment, and then the building security came and said that we couldn't be inside the hallway either. So we're waiting for the first group to come out and to see how their office visit went, and then groups are going to continue going in. So we're going to talk to some of the members and find out why they came out here today.
Separation is so true.
Whatever happens, if it's all the reason. Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm so shy. I went. You had a good story about your son, right, with the Coast Guard? No, that's the couple that's up there. The couple that's up there is the Coast Guard. Yeah, their son. But because
you're here. Why you're here?
Help me.
No, you're good. You can do it. Just tell him.
what you're here for.
Yeah, if you could tell people why you felt it was important to come out here today.
I heard about what they're doing to the Coast Guard, where they're not paying them. So I'm upset about that because they're out there to protect us, and we're here for them. Looking out for them just like they look out for us.
Okay. And where are you from?
Me, I'm originally from El Paso, like she is also, and I was there at the tornado, also protesting. So I'm usually doing things like this, protesting things that aren't right.
And being from El Paso, a border city, what would you say to Trump, for example, who says it's very dangerous and there's a security crisis along the border?
It's not dangerous. We don't need a wall. We need modern technology with security. That's what we need. Instead of tearing up the environment because it affects us and the animals and plants and insects, and it affects all of that. So it's better to leave that alone and just use modern technology for security.
And can you talk about your experience at Tornillo? We were there also. We filmed there. Can you talk about what it was like for you? There?
Yes. Well, that's my hometown. I grew up there, and I wanted to see what was happening. I couldn't just sit here in San Antonio and not do anything about it. Well, that was going on in my hometown, and so I went there with my friends, and we were there in solidarity, supporting the cause. So that's what we did, and I think that's all.
All right, thank you so much.
I'm sorry, I'm so bad at it.
So one of the people from the first group just came down. Hi, can you tell us what happened inside?
Well, we presented our concerns to Senator Cruz's staff person, and I felt it was an opportunity to express our concerns. I don't feel very confident that the senator cares about our concerns. I have not seen any evidence that he cares about the people who are being harmed. Some of the folks upstairs, including myself, expressed how the shutdown has affected us, and the staff person listened but then gave us the senator's position, which again does not demonstrate any concern.
Can you talk about your concerns specifically and some of the things that you brought to the staff?
I am a research scientist, and I work with a rare form of pediatric cancer. And so some of the projects that I'm working on require the staff people who work actually in the lab are postdoctoral students. Those students are paid through grants from the National Science Foundation, and the National Science Foundation has not issued grant funding since December. So even though these postdoctoral students are not counted in the number of workers who are not getting paid because of the shutdown, they are not getting paid because of the shutdown. And on top of that, the projects that they're working on are in danger. Those projects represent years of effort, millions of dollars in taxpayer funding. If those projects are not completed, patients suffer, families suffer. Those are the real consequences, and they're going to last for years. And again, I don't see Senator Cruz expressing any understanding of the real harm and the scope of the harm that's occurring.
So you mentioned that his staff just basically echoed his position. What were some of the ones that he mentioned?
He talked about Senator Cruz needing to defer to Senator McConnell on this, and supporting Senator McConnell, and the rest of us voiced a lot of frustration with that because obviously Senator McConnell could help end this shutdown today, tomorrow, and does not choose to do that. So, what we tried to do was express that the will of the people of Texas is that our representative, Senator Cruz, represent our views and represent our need for him to do something to end the shutdown.
So his position was basically that he needs to agree with Mitch McConnell?
That was my impression, that he has no desire to stand up to Mitch McConnell or to the president, as if he's not even a U.S. senator, as if he has no power. He is our power in the government, and he's not choosing to exercise that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I don't know if it worked at all.
That's okay.
Where do we go?
So does anybody want to say anything really quick before they go up to Senator Cruz's office?
Well, the main reason I'm here today is because of the shutdown. And besides Trump, the Republicans in Congress need to get their act together and think about the citizens of this country before they think about their own pocketbooks. And we need to get this country back to work.
Okay, thank you so much. Good luck inside.
Thanks. Shannon, are you coming or not?
I hit one of these and I didn't.
Hold on one sec, because we're live. Okay, so that was just down, but it's up now. So if you want to go,
But were you getting anything?
no, but we should be. No, it's okay, but we should be now. If you want to go up, yeah, thanks. Okay, so sorry about that. We're in San Antonio, Texas, at Senator Ted Cruz's office. We're trying to get a camera inside.
Then we're hoping to go talk to Javier Salinas and let him know what our thoughts and prayers are. Exactly. We need to get a disc and put it up there. That's what I do all the time. Disc that says what?
Oh, you did tape over that.
I know. What is it?
Go ahead, come on in.
Thank you.
Good about yourself.
What's your name?
Aaron Delgado.
Taryn. How do you spell that first name?
T-E-R-A-N. Next to Teresa and Anthony.
Ah, okay. Got it.
I do apologize. Can't have cameras in the office. It's federal policy, unfortunately. So the camera would have to be outside. Thank you, though.
So can somebody keep the door open?
can do that.
Yeah. Hi, you're watching Act TV. We're in San Antonio, Texas at Senator Ted Cruz's office, where San Antonio Indivisible organized this protest where activists are going in to engage with Ted Cruz's staff. Ted Cruz is not here. I've been told that he makes very few public appearances, and when he does, he'll go to rural areas of Texas where he knows that he has supporters, and he'll ask for questions in advance. So we're joined with furloughed workers right now, government workers who are there inside right now talking with his staff. We talked to one person who came out to hear what members of his staff said, and essentially what they told her was that he wants to agree with whatever Mitch McConnell does and says. That was her impression. It wasn't about representing the people of Texas or doing what Texas residents want. It was, he brought up Mitch McConnell, which is very interesting. So let's listen in.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious. For a second, she put her feet up on the couch. I flipped.
So what's the deal with her and her husband, man? How do they stay?
And they don't get laid, that's why. That's a sexless marriage.
That might make it hotter, you know.
Oh, bleh, bleh. Talk dirty to me. Talk dirty to me. That's hilarious.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll take my walk, and I collected postcards at the women's rally Saturday. So they'll go up in the Dr. Seuss. Thank you. Remind him of his.
Well, it's good to see you again.
So yeah, I'm wondering. So they're going to deliver some postcards to Ted Cruz. Have you got a chance to look at them, or do you want to maybe show us what's a couple of them?
They all pretty much say the same thing. They are at the women's rally that we had in San Antonio on Saturday. I went and just had, let me see if I can cover up somebody's name and show you. Just had people write "No Wall" and the shutdown, their name and zip code. Collected them at the women's rally until the speaker started, so I only got about 50. But that's still. They all pretty much say the same thing. No wall and the shutdown. You serve all of us, not just those who vote for you. No wall and the shutdown. Let me see if I can find one that says more than that. Let's not get into this again and the shutdown. Let's not get into this again and the shutdown. No wall. No wall and the shutdown. No wall and the shutdown. People are suffering enough. No wall, no shutdown. No more bullshit. And the shutdown, no wall. So they're and the shutdown represent the majority of people. We do not want a wall. Spend $5 billion helping the less fortunate instead. Please refuse to fund the president's ridiculous border wall and reopen the federal government. 800,000 workers should not pay the price for Trump's insatiable ego. Stop the shutdown. There is no border crisis. End the shutdown right now.
So have you been up yet? I forget.
No, I've not been up yet. Okay. I'm going to take these up, and Senator Cruz recently said that he has always been opposed to government shutdowns. So I'm taking the postcards up and I'm giving them to his staffer in a Dr. Seuss hat because Senator Cruz fully supported a government shutdown in 2013, and taxpayers paid his salary while he read Green Eggs and Ham on the Senate floor. So the Dr. Seuss hat is a reminder that we've not forgotten what he's done in the past. And we're still here. You know, we're still showing up at his office. So.
Okay. Thanks so much, Trish.
Sure.
Good luck inside.
Thanks. Take care.
So if you're watching Act TV, please like, share, leave a comment. We're in San Antonio, Texas, and activists have just entered the building again to engage Senator Ted Cruz's staff, ask him to represent the people of Texas and to end this government shutdown. Most Texans are not for the wall, and so they're delivering postcards with written messages to his staff. And stay tuned, we'll be back. Yeah.